Hi friends, thanks for tuning in. Nutnfancy again. I'm going to do something different in this video, and I do try to improve my videos all the time, making them more interesting, more honest, more truthful, more helpful to you, maybe the prospective buyer of knives, and also my buddies who are addicted to knives, much like I am. Now, if we were all together in a room, we'd probably sit around and we could probably discuss knives for hours. Yeah, I know. And yet we're spread all over the world, so YouTube's going to be our vehicle to get together. And this is one of those little fireside chats, so to speak. And I am going to use, like I said, the Spyderco 2008 product guide. Very well done, I might add. Just the right size, and it wastes a lot of paper doing this. I love that. I like it when they conserve materials. And yet it has some great pictures in it, great details, all the specifications that I would have questions on. Excellent job. We'll get to that in a second. What spurned this is, first off, I don't really know if you watched it yet, but I did a review on the Endura 4, this plain edge version, and I mentioned in my review how I was not happy with the lockup of that particular knife, and I indeed did send it in. I don't mess around. I like getting things fixed quick. Spyderco is excellent. They turned it around within less than 2 weeks and gave me this new knife. This is a new Endura 4. Now, good news, bad news. Bad news is it is part of the design to have just a little bit of wiggle in the Endura 4. I'm sorry to say that's just the way it is. And even this brand new blade they gave me has just a little bit of wiggle. Now, I also have an Endura 4 in combo edge that I've had for over a year. This one. I have not sent this one in. And this has even more wiggle in it. Now, does that make the Endura 4 a bad knife? Heavens no. It's still an excellent blade. It's very lightweight, has excellent steel, well designed, jimping. All the things I said in my video still apply. It's a great blade. And it's just something that actually I can live with. It's just the way it goes. Thank you, Spyderco, for the good customer service, and I, again, am a big fan of the Endura 4. Now, along with that, of course, they threw in their catalog, which I thought was really cool. I'm always up for reading about new knives, and that's what we're going to do. So let's get going. This will probably be part one of a multi-series because there is a lot of stuff to talk about. And you guys know that when I talk, I'm not just talking about the specifics of the blade. I'm going to talk about a little bit of philosophy as we go along. Right or wrong, I mean, these are based on my experiences and my opinions, and of course yours may vary, and I respect that. But I think it'll be fun. Let's go. First off, what I like, and I like this in every catalog, when I get a catalog as a knife buyer, I want you to reassure me about your designs. I know that sounds stupid, but I love opening it up, and I want you to tell me how cool your designs are. Why? Because I spent my money on them, and I like knowing their background, where they came from. I just enjoy it, and I think most of you guys do too. And Spyderco does just that. Here they reprise their history with their founder, Sal Glasser. I hope I'm saying that last name right. In the 1980s, he's the guy that came up with the idea of clipping a pocket or a clip to the pocket knife so you could carry it in your pocket. And of course, he also came up with the idea of deploying the blade one-handed style with an opening hole. Great innovations, and of course they make the point here, highly copied by a multitude of manufacturers since then. So, Sal Glasser, salute to you for coming up with those great features. That was excellent. Another thing that I love about the thumb hole, which I haven't said in my Spyderco reviews heretofore, is, and I'm going to use this Salt one as an example, is the thumb hole also gives you a great purchase point. And by that I mean a place to put your thumb. If your hands are a little bit on the large sides, like mine, you can carry your knife or use your knife horizontally and place your thumb in that hole, and it really locks in nicely. So it's an additional thumb placement option, in my opinion, the thumb hole is. Whereas if you have a stud, like this Cold Steel Voyager, a medium, great knife, especially since I filled that epoxy in there, but you can lock your thumb against that thumb stud, I guess, but it's not the same. So that's just a little on the side. I do like those thumb holes. Why they clipped it to bob wire, I'm not so sure. Not sure the meaning. Maybe that's something, a reference to Golden, Colorado, where they're made. Don't know about that. Getting into the catalog again, here we go. We're going to run out of time. We always do because there's so much to talk about. The Endura and Delica lightweights, these are your standard FRN handles. And let me tell you about my symbology in my catalogs. It's ridiculous, but I got to clue you in on it. When you see a check mark, that means I have that blade. If you see an X next to it, it means I'll never get that blade. There's something I just don't like about it. Okay, I know you guys are freaking out because you're seeing that those are the wave models of the Endura and the Delica. I know that. And I know there's a lot of fans for those knives out there. And I don't blame you. I think they're great knives. However, that being said, I probably will never buy one. I probably, not for certain, will never review one. The reason is, and I've talked about this in my other videos, is the wave models, using the waved feature on your pocket, which they've borrowed from Ernest Emerson on these, they've licensed for these models. It's different, and it's inconsistent to the way I train with my tactical folders, and EDCs for that matter. The way I train is by one-handed deployment with the thumb stud or the hole. Now, if I change that and go with a waved knife, and I do own a waved model Emerson, then that's a different deployment method, and I have to use my pocket. That's the first reason. So for training consistency, I'm kind of anti-wave for me. Also, I think I have a hard enough time keeping my pockets intact as it is with regular clips. Forget waved. I mean, my pockets just get wore out with the clips, on and off, on and off, on and off. And they get, at least in the pants I wear, which are usually often synthetic. They're not really jeans. Jeans are a lot more durable. Anyways, that's another reason. Where's my pockets at? So if I use the waved feature in the corner of that pocket for deployment, I'm just going to rip them up even more. Now, that's now. I may change in the future, and as I get this knife and play with it, who knows? That's just now. And again, like I say in my description, my videos capture my thoughts and where I am in my knife and or gun thinking at the time that video was made, and they're always subject to change. So anyways, I still love the Delica, still love the Endura. Maybe, but not probably, waves in the future. And then we get to their special edition, and they always switch it out. They're always doing something different year by year with the Delica and Endura models. Different colored handles, different steels, which I'll talk about here in a sec. And we're looking now at the foliage green Endura and Delica models. And it's hard to tell from a picture often to see exactly what shade of green that is. But it looks to be a very dark shade of sage, maybe olive drab, which I love. I'm a big fan of tactical colors like coyote brown, dark olive drab. British green is a cool color. They're really dark, almost black green. I love that. What I don't like is green green. Kind of like you'd see on leaves, you know, the bright green. Do not dig that. And it's not real helpful in a tactical environment. If I want to go green, I want something that's very, very indigenous or low key and low reflective, I guess. Now, they made the mistake on this, Spyderco did, just like SOG makes on their special editions. They put it in a freaking combo edge. Okay, so here we got this cool foliage green handle, which I'd love to have, but it's in a combo edge. And I don't like Spyder serrations. I just don't like the Spidey edge, so to speak, except in their rescue knives. I think it's fine in the rescue knives. But in my normal EDC and or tactical folders, no thanks. I just think it's too rough. It's just too coarse. I don't like it. I think Kershaw's serrations are a lot better. They're a lot more fine. And heck, for that matter, that Ontario Rat 1 that I reviewed, that partially serrated blade, they did their serrations very nice. Seem durable, and yet they're not going to rip your material. It's hard to do delicate work with serrations that are that coarse. So I wish they would just reissue this in a plain edge. Same VG10 steel, but go plain edge, guys. I mean, seriously. Why do we always have to get a combo edge for your special editions? And log on to any of your knife sites. All the combo edges are always in stock. What's always out of stock? The plain edges. So that tells me that pretty much worldwide people like the plain edges, generally speaking. Anyways, great looking handle. That was part one. We got to continue because yes, I'm out of time. See you in part 2 of the Spyderco catalog.